Amid the flatlands of the Sahara Desert, more belts of green are sprouting as well as grazing cows. Yet these are no ordinary cows, nor are they munching on vegetation indigenous to this corner of Western Africa. They are Chinese Holstein chewing Chinese alfalfa, both of them brought to Mauritania by a team of Chinese experts as part of China-Africa cooperation, in which the Chinese are sharing their knowledge in desertification control and animal husbandry technology. The team has assisted local farmers with planting more than 1,300 square meters of alfalfa near the Sahara Desert, one of the world's least fertile areas. The Chinese are also training farmers with the embryo transplant of Chinese Holstein, while 7 were born so far to meet a higher pregnancy rate. To what extent has the alfalfa planting alleviated desertification in the region so far? What do these Holstein mean for local agriculture? And what's behind this Chinese-Mauritanian cooperation? Joining me to discuss this topic are, from Mauritania, Zhang, Director of the China Aid Center for Animal Husbandry Technologies, and Elhadj, CEO of the International Agriculture and Animal Husbandry Company. Gentlemen, welcome to the point. Mr. Zhang, let me go to you first. First of all, explain to us the origin of this collaboration. Exactly how did China and Mauritania decided to jointly explore this project, and when did it start? How many people were involved in this project?
Our center started a 3-year technological cooperation agreement with Mauritania in April 2017. It's already been 2 years. There are 8 experts and 3 other staff members on the Chinese team.
How did you decide to bring Chinese alfalfa to Mauritania and to bring Chinese Holstein, this type of cow, to alfalfa? What were the original goals of this collaboration?
We brought Chinese alfalfa here because Mauritania has been facing grassland desertification. Animals are undernourished due to the lack of nutritious food. If we want to increase local cows' milk and meat production, we must improve their nutrition. So alfalfa, the king of grazing grasses, was the best choice for Mauritania. 40 years ago, the level of farming and raising animals in China was like what we see in Mauritania today. During that period, China imported excellent overseas resources and raised high-quality Chinese Holstein and other beef breeds. We decided to introduce the Chinese Holstein in Mauritania and share our experience and knowledge so that Mauritanian people can dodge detours and speed up their farming development.
So, in the process of collaboration between you and your Mauritanian counterparts, how did it work? How did you work together? Could you give us a description of, for instance, for the alfalfa project, how did the two sides work together to make this as successful as quickly as possible?
Mauritania really values our center. People here have helped us make wells for irrigation, which helps cultivate the land. The government solved the power supply issue later, and the electricity grid also reaches our center now. These local efforts are fundamental to the development of farming.
So now I understand already 1,300 square meters of alfalfa has been planted, and that you have 7 baby cows that have been successfully born. What is the ultimate goal? What is the ultimate target you want to reach in both projects? And by when do you want to reach these projects? How confident are you that you can reach those goals?
Our goal is to cultivate 1,000 mu, or 165 acres, of pastures through water-saving irrigation techniques for 400 cows that can foster Mauritania's own dairy and beef breeds. Reaching this goal would build a foundation for the country's industry.
Okay, let me go to Mr. Elhadj here. I've talked to Mr. Zhang about the origin of this collaboration and how both sides have been working together to bring initial success to the collaboration. So from your perspective, I understand that you are not directly working with Mr. Zhang, but you're also an international agriculture and animal husbandry company. How do you look at the significance of the collaboration that Mr. Zhang is involved with for Mauritania in terms of cultivating alfalfa and the new species of cows for the local markets?
So the animal husbandry represent about 90% of our national gross domestic product. Around 200,000 people are living directly from this. We have more than 4 million cows, 30 million of goat and sheep, and more than 2 million of camel. So like you see, our country have a lot of interest in this project. And what we are waiting from this project is technology, management, you know, new know-how to learn from Chinese experience. And this project is very important for us, and we are waiting a lot of things from it.
Could you elaborate, for instance, what exactly are you learning from your Chinese counterparts, and how helpful it has been for your agricultural production?
Yes, you know, in this project they try 3 things very important for us. You know, the new things is alfalfa. They try a new kind of alfalfa in Mauritania, and it's a very big successful. And they try for the cow embryo transplantation. This is very new in Mauritania. And they try a new system of irrigation. And you know, in Mauritania we have a very big country, more than 1 million kilometers, and we are only 4 million people. And the cow are going in the desert when it's raining, and they eat everywhere, and they are very thin, and they give small milk, less than 2 liters. And in China, for example, you have sometimes more than 40 liters, so 20 more than us. Why we can't do the same? And we need this technology, and we need this management of this project.
Yeah. Why did you choose to bring Chinese technology and expertise to Mauritania instead of from, let's say, other developed countries? Let's say Switzerland, they have many cows, and they're famous for their agricultural products.
Yes, you know, China is a big friend of Mauritania. They help us in a lot of things. But now what we need is really management and the new technology, and how to know to management all our resources. And our people are, working in this from very long time. It's a traditional way. But this way is not working now. And we need new things. So it's why we need cooperation with China, because China is very high level in this kind of project.
Let me go back to Mr. Zhang. Mr. Zhang, I would like to hear some interesting anecdotes or stories, or at least one, for instance, from your team's experience working in Mauritania, because we do not know on a day-to-day basis how you live, how you work there. I know personally you have lived there for 8 years. It must be very different. So could you share with us one interesting story that jumps to your mind at this moment about the kind of difficulty but interesting the kind of unique experience you're living, working with your Mauritanian counterparts?
给我印象非常深刻的就是
I was really moved when we visited a certain pasture. A group of cows there rushed to the yard of a Chinese petroleum company's construction site. They drank the used oil as if it was water. Nobody could drive them away. At that moment, we realized how challenging farming in Mauritania really was. It was a big shock to me. One thing I'm really grateful for is that despite the poor conditions, no equipment has ever been stolen from our work site. The local people have been also very friendly to us.
how many more years do you plan to stay in Mauritania to reach the goal? You talked about 1,000 more. Right now you only have 1,300 square meters. How many more years is that going to be? Now you have 7 baby cows, and Mr. Elhadj just talked about millions of cows. How long is it going to take for you to claim this project a success?
根据我们的经验，要培育一个新的这个种牛的品种，一般需要。
According to our experience, it will take 6 or 8 years to cultivate a new beef breed. We began this breeding process in 2017. I hope we can reach this goal in Mauritania before my retirement. It may take another 4 to 5 years.
应该还需要4、5年吧。
Mr. Elhadj, what kind of prospects, what kind of dream do you or your company have in working with the help of the Chinese counterparts that you want to reach in the near future?
You know, Mauritania, like I tell you, is living from this kind of project for many years. But now we need to learn. We need training. We need monitoring. We need technology. We need new things because we have a lot of resources. And in the future we will have a lot of money because Mauritania now have a lot of gas, a lot of petrol, and we are a small country, only 4 million people. But what we need now is management. You know, China helped a long time Mauritania. Our cooperation is more than 60 years. When I was young in this town, we didn't have water to drink. It's China to come with the first pipe. We didn't have port. It's China to give the port. But now China is going soft, you know. Before it was a hard project, now it's soft project. What we need is to learn, to understand technology, know-how. We need this. We don't need a lot of money. We don't need a lot of infrastructure. We need how to work, how to manage our population, our resources. And I think with this project, this is very important. Mr. Zhang, you know, is very famous in Mauritania.
Yeah.
And he's government officer, they know him. And I tell you, he is working like a representative China with honor. Because when we see him now in Mauritania, our population, they respect him. And through him, we think China is a very good friend for Mauritania.
It's great to hear. Finally, I'm going to ask you this question, Mr. Elhadj. We know this Belt and Road Initiative is very,
Yes.
very famous everywhere. Just now you said Mauritania doesn't need so much infrastructure. How do you see this project then? How do you see this Belt and Road Initiative and the things that are being shared with other countries on this platform?
Yes, I think China now has a very big place in the world. Like you know, it's not necessary I speak a lot about this. China in Africa is, you know, is our future, really. You know, now every country, Senegal, Mauritania, Guinea, Mali, we have the same way. We have at the same level of development. What we need is technology from a friend. He is not here to break our system. He is here to help us. And this is very important. I think they can clone what we are doing in Mauritania. This is a sample for all our region. You know, Mauritania is working in the Sahara and in the Sahel country, like Mali, Chad, Burkina Faso. And you know, this is the same things like us. It's the same population, the same problem. And when we win here, when this project will win here, he can make a lot of baby in this project. And I think China is helping in strongly things. This is very important, more than I think road and more and a lot of things. It's better because it's mining, it's changing.
I was talking to Zhang, Director of the China 8 Center for Animal Husbandry Technologies, and Elhadj, CEO of the International Agriculture and Animal Husbandry Company, both of whom joined me from Mauritania. And with that, we come to the end of this edition of The Point with me, Liu Xin. As always, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter using the handle The Point with LX. Download the application called CGTN to watch the show on your mobile devices, or go to YouTube and look for CGTN The Point. Thanks for watching. You've got the point.